This video isn't just about the wizardies, it's about all of us. Because when someone who teaches self-love, manifestation, and the power of the mind ends up betrayed by the person they loved and trusted the most, it forces us to take a deeper look at the advice we consume, what we believe about healing, and what manifestation really means. Today, we're going to be talking about the wizardies, her husband, Landon's betrayal, her unexpected pregnancy, and how this entire situation reveals some hard truths about the self-help world. Now, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I talk about manifestation, mindset, and creating a life that actually feels aligned, not just aesthetically perfect. This is not a drama channel, by the way, but I felt like this situation was worth addressing because it says so much about the kind of advice we're all consuming online, you guys. So let's get into it. The wizardess made it seem like she was strong, wise, and confident. That was her approach, coming off as commanding, an alpha female, a feminist who owned her power. Her content focused on manifestation, self-worth, and feminine empowerment. She talked about the power of the mind, how your thoughts create your reality, how discipline leads to transformation, and how walking away from low standards is a form of self-protection. Her content took off because it was bold and direct. Honestly, a little addictive. Her energy was seen as magnetic, and for a lot of people, her words hit hard. For some folks, she felt like a voice of clarity in the chaos. But for others, her content didn't have the depth they hoped for. Instead of being profound, it often seemed basic, like copy-pasted information, pretty much, lacking the real messy inner work that true transformation requires. News came out that her husband, Landon, cheated on her. And even more shocking, Liz heard she's 4 months pregnant. Just imagine that. You're building your dream life, expecting a baby, and the person you married betrays you. Publicly. And now it's everywhere. Liz and Landon had been together for a while. Well, actually, just a few months. And from the outside, they looked like the perfect couple. Like, successful and loving. She was growing very fast, inspiring millions, and he seemed supportive of her journey. But clearly, things behind closed doors were not what they seemed. Liz announced the separation with a powerful message, but you could feel the heartbreak underneath. And honestly, the internet didn't know how to react to all of that. People started questioning everything. If she's the manifestation self-worth queen, how did this happen to her? But here's the thing most people forget. Manifestation doesn't protect you from being human. Self-worth doesn't guarantee others will act right. Healing isn't linear, you guys, and knowing better doesn't mean you never get hurt again. This is the messy middle no one talks about in the self-help niche, where things go wrong even when you are doing the work. And it doesn't mean you are fake, it just means you are real and human. Now, I'll be honest with you, I never fully connected with Liz's content. Not because she wasn't talented, inspiring, or confident, but because to me, personally, it often felt superficial, like curated, like it was more about performance than real inner transformation. And there's a huge difference between self-love as a look and self-love as a lived experience. And sometimes the internet can tell the difference, but real life does. So let's zoom out, because this moment is bigger than Liz. It's about how we've misunderstood manifestation, and most people think it's about getting what you want, but that's only the surface. True manifestation is about what you believe you deserve on the deepest level, and what your energy continues to allow. You can write affirmations and look at vision boards every single day. But if your subconscious is wired to equate love with pain or chaos, you'll keep attracting that same pattern. And that seems to be what happened to Liz. This isn't about blaming yourself or Liz or anybody. It's about recognizing what still needs healing. And here's what I do admire about Liz. She left. She made the hard choice. She walked away while pregnant in front of the whole internet. That takes strength, you guys. And that's actual self-love. Not the quote, not the aesthetic, but the decision, the action, the embodiment of what you preach even when life crumbles. And let me tell you this, real manifestation doesn't look perfect. It looks like crying and choosing yourself anyway. It looks like setting boundaries you never thought you could. It looks like grieving the version of you that tolerated less and choosing peace even if it's lonely. Because manifestation is not about controlling outcomes, you guys. It's about choosing alignment over and over and over again, especially when it's hard. But here's where things started to feel off when it comes to the whole Liz situation. At first, Liz made it very clear she was done with Landon. She found out about the cheating and it seemed like she was walking away strong. But now the tone has changed. She's started posting things that honestly sound like she's defending him. She even called Landon's ex, Abby, a liar. And just to clarify, because it seems like still many people don't realize it, Abby isn't just a woman Landon cheated with. She's not just some name being thrown around. She's actually someone he dated before Liz. Abby was his previous girlfriend before starting his relationship with Liz. And from everything that's come out, she went through a very similar situation with him, or honestly, even worse. She's shown messages, screenshots, timelines, and a lot of it lines up. What's even more wild is that Landon was reportedly obsessed with her, and it seems like a pattern. When he met Liz at an airport in Greece, it was around the same time he was apparently in that part of the world to try to reconnect with Abby. Then suddenly things escalated quickly with Liz and they got engaged in just a few months after meeting face to face. And listen, I get it. When you're into spirituality, manifestation, divine timing, it's easy to believe that fast means aligned. But often when something moves that quickly, it's not about love, it's about emotional urgency. Trying to fill a void, looking for safety or purpose or distraction, and that can lead to trauma bonding, not actual healing. This isn't about being judgmental, by the way, at all. It's not that. It's about calling out patterns we've all been part of. Because when someone jumps from heartbreak to a perfect love story, we often romanticize it. But later on, the cracks start to show, and it's hard to untangle what was real from what we just desperately wanted to believe. Now, watching Liz, someone who built her platform on knowing your worth, walking away from toxicity, starting to defend Landon, downplayed the timeline, and even question Abby's truth, despite the evidence. It feels off, and that's not being a girl's girl. Apparently, Liz is not behaving the way she preaches. And yeah, I get that she says it's for healthy co-parenting, but a lot of people are watching and thinking, is she still in love with him? Are they really going to get back together? Because from the outside, it kind of looks like that. And again, that doesn't make her weak, it makes her human. It just shows how hard it is to live when you are still emotionally tied to someone, even when they've hurt you, even when you know better. So here's what I want to leave you with. Even the gurus and experts are still growing. Everyone is on a healing journey, even if they teach it. And the most powerful manifestation you can ever make is not a car, a house, or a partner. It's becoming the version of you who doesn't abandon yourself. Even when life gets messy and chaotic, I want you to know this, beautiful soul. You're allowed to evolve out of pain. You're allowed to leave. You're allowed to cry and still love yourself. You're allowed to want more and receive it. You're allowed to be in the manifestation journey and still make mistakes. Alright, this video came to an end. Thanks for being here. Let me know what this situation brought up for you. I would love to hear your thoughts and comment about this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs a reminder. And as always, choose yourself every single time.